Hello, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. Welcome to the last class of the semester. Our sniglet is SPOZO, a sudden violent twitch that happens while sleeping during class. A funny story. My kids don't sit through much class. They sit through one class on Thursdays, or actually 2 classes, because they're homeschooled. But recently we went to a planetarium, and someone sitting in our row fell asleep in the darkness, and I couldn't help but think of this very appropriate sniglet, SPOZO. I think it's a combination of spasm and doze. All right, this is a quote, a Shakespeare quote from Macbeth. Come what, come may. Normally, you probably have never heard that phrase, because normally it is, come what may. In other words, whatever happens, happens, is how we say it today, or it is what it is. Come what, come may, by Macbeth, or from Macbeth. And then our Proverbs today is Proverbs 11:13. It says, a talebearer reveals secrets, but he who is of a faithful spirit conceals a matter. A talebearer has such a descriptive way of telling you who that is. It's someone who tells or passes on tales, fibs, stories. A talebearer loves to give juicy details. They love to be the first one to say, did you know what happened? But he who is faithful conceals or hides a matter. Make sure that you are always a keeper of secrets. Do not be the one to tell, to tattle. Of course, there are times when there's something serious that you need to tell your parents. Never keep secrets from your parents. If somebody says to you to keep a secret, always tell your parents. But I'm talking about the kinds of secrets, especially around Christmas or special things, or maybe there's secrets about embarrassments. Maybe someone didn't do well on a test. Those kinds of secrets. Those are the things that, to show that you are a good friend, you keep it to yourself. You keep it hidden. All right. Now, our assignment I'm very excited about. This time of year, a lot of people start thinking about the next year. It's crazy to think that we're going to be in 2025 in less than a month. So what I want to encourage you to do is, our essay assignment is going to be about thinking about the future. You may or may not be a resolution writer, and that's okay. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, a resolution is something you decide that you are going to work on in the new year. Some people just set goals instead of resolutions. They're similar. Resolutions tend to be things that are like, I'm going to run a 5K before the end of the year, or I'm going to jump off the diving board at the pool this summer, or something that you resolve. That's where the word resolution comes from. You decide you're going to do, and then you do it. Some people like to think more about goals, like who you're going to become, what kind of person you want to become. I want to become a more disciplined person, or I want to become a better athlete, or I want to become a better musician. So there's different aspects to this. Some goals are hard to specify, so it's good to think through these things. So the first thing I want you to do is just write a list, just brainstorm like you would for any essay. Write out all the things you've ever thought, oh, I would love to do that someday, and maybe this year. Even if it's something you can't do till you're an adult, you should still write it on your list, because maybe there's something you can do this year towards that goal. Then choose the one that is the most important to you. The other ones you can still keep as a goal or a list. I actually have a lot of goals, long-term goals written down in my notebook that I look at frequently, occasionally, just to remind myself of what I want to do, even if it's something I can't do right now. But choose the one that is most important to you to write about. Then I want you to break down ideas for practical ways that you can accomplish your goal. What does this mean? This means, I'm going to use the illustration of running a 5K. A 5K is a race that's about 3 miles. And so let's say that I've never run a 5K before, but I want to run it, and that's my goal. So I'm going to think through, how can I accomplish that? Well, I can't go out and do it tomorrow. That wouldn't be very healthy. But maybe I can start running for 5 minutes the first week, and maybe the second week I run for 7, and I just gradually increase my time and my distance until I get to about 3 miles. But you know what I can do tomorrow is I can sign up, right? I can sign up for a race. I can make a plan to follow to accomplish the race. Maybe I need to buy the right equipment or accessories. Maybe I need to get some good running shoes. And I could make a list about that. And so there are several things I can do to prepare to accomplish this goal. Then, once you have brainstormed, you're ready to write your essay. Your thesis should be really easy. It should be in your first sentence, and it should start off something like this. In 2025, I plan to fill in the blank. Or, in the coming year, I hope to become a blank. So I could say, in 2025, I plan to run a 5K. Or in the coming year, I hope to become a runner. And then in the following sentence, you detail the path, you plan all of this stuff up here that you brainstormed about. Make sure it's organized, and you write it in essay form, what you plan to do to accomplish that goal. This essay is, now I'm speaking to the parents, okay? To both you and your parents. So if you want to pause your video, this essay is due when your parents tell you, okay? For my students, it's going to be due on their first class in January, and we're going to read it to each other out loud. For parents, this is how you would grade it. You're going to give points for having it done on time. So that's 1 point. You're going to give points for a strong thesis. That's 2 points. Well, I should also say for having it be about the new year, a new year goal. A single goal needs to be about one single goal. For explaining a process. And I'm going to say, let's have at least 7 sentences, guys, okay? All right, now I would double these because 5 looks a little meager. So we're going to make this a 10-point essay. My students and all of you, if I were your parent grading this, I want this to be a serious, thoughtful essay, not something you rush through, not something silly, something really important to you. You have all of Christmas break to think about it, to brainstorm, to start planning. I suggest having it done before January 1st, even though it's not due for class, because then you can start your year with implementing your strategy. So here is some suggested reading. This is mostly for my older kids, but if you want some inspiration, here are 4 books that I recommend. You could read them all, and if you're a parent, you can give extra credit if you want for any of these. I Dare You is an older book that I read when I was a teen, and it was very inspirational. Do Hard Things is actually written by 2 brothers who were teens when they wrote it. I love the title. The Disciplined Life is a very mature book. in the sense that it uses some words that might be difficult to understand. I read that as a college freshman, so it might be for an older student if you think you can handle it, but it's nothing objectionable in it. It's very also very motivational. And then this one I'm reading right now, I think I give that a maybe. Maybe a parent wants to vet that out. But that's one I've started reading and seems super practical. So this one would give you a lot of good material for what to write in your essay. And bonus points, students, if you use any quotations from these books and you cite them, that would be really awesome. All right, I hope you enjoy your Christmas break. I cannot wait to read about your resolutions. I'm already thinking through and planning mine. I do it every year. I have since I was young, and this was given to me as an assignment. So I hope it's really exciting and something you carry with you for the rest of your life. Have a great Christmas. Merry Christmas.